Hey guys, it's Mike from Future Chat. Just wanted to get something off my chest here. I've been seeing a lot of posts lately about internet privacy, and just want to clear up a couple of things, I think, because there's a lot of misinformation going on and a ton of sensationalism, and frankly, just stuff that is being blown out of proportion, something that really don't need to be worrying about in the way that we are. I guess specifically I'm referring to the Facebook Messenger fiasco, if you want to call it that. At least that's what it's being made out to be anyway. And I think people are overreacting a lot and maybe not realizing that it's not as bad. It's not bad at all, really. But it's definitely not the type of thing that people are making out to be, where it's, Facebook breaking trust or doing something they're not supposed to, or that you're giving stuff away, that they're going to come track you down or use your info for nefarious purposes or whatever. Because the internet is this crazy place where there's just so much information. It does so much for us. We have these smartphones, devices that fit in our pocket that have more capability than supercomputers from 20 years ago, and just stuff science fiction writers only dreamed about. And you have to expect some sort of trade-off, at least if you want to get some sort of functionality or benefit from that technology. We put our trust in not only people but the companies that handle our information. And in the same way that when you fill out your tax form every year and send it to Ottawa, and you trust that the people handling that are responsible and will be using that information for what it's supposed to be, it's no different than when you sign up for an email address or a Facebook account, and you give them your age, your gender, your location. You download these apps for your phone, and you turn location services on so that you can use Google Maps, so that you can get Google Now notifications, or even iOS type stuff when it comes to location services, or individual specific app functionality. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And if you don't want any of that, then fine, don't put your info in. But as soon as you start wanting to take advantage of the technology we have, you have to start letting some of that stuff go. And unless you're a CIA operative, or I don't know, some sort of guy plotting to take over the world or break into banks, or basically unless you have something to hide, then why would you be worried about giving away that type of information? No one's going to track you down, show up at your door and say, where's that cat that you talked about on Facebook, or I'm going to come and take that new bike that you posted on Google Plus or something like that. It's that's just not something that happens with the info that we give to these companies. And I think people tend to take news of, this company's using your data for this, or collecting this information, or wants to know your your age or your gender or whatever. And it's these are free services, and we can't be picking and choosing or having the best of both worlds when it comes to we want to have this functionality of technology and we don't want to pay for it. But you can't have our info. You can't use our info for that. Even this whole thing with the Facebook experiment of showing some posts and hiding posts and seeing what happens, that kind of stuff happens all the time. And it's not just in today's internet world of social media and viral posts. This stuff gets blown out way out of proportion and takes on a life of its own, and people overreact without the understanding of what it really means, without the distortion that these organizations, these news sites, these web pages, journals, they write about the stuff and they want to get a reaction. It's sensationalist journalism, and frankly, it's not responsible, and it misleads people, and people get scared, and then people end up wanting to go back to the Stone Ages and hand deliver written notes and then burn it after it's read, because that's really the only other option if you're not wanting, the vulnerability of the internet and your info being available or that kind of thing. Even when it comes to password leaks or that kind of thing, that's just a risk that you take and a trade-off of having that kind of technology. And if you don't want that, then don't be a part of it. But you can't use it and expect something of it, but on the other hand complain when stuff happens or when companies want to use your info, because they need to make a living. They need to give you better service by making money and developing the services, and without data and analytics to be able to sell to advertisers or marketing or that kind of thing, then that's just not possible. And then you can go back to using your flip Nokia phone and making phone calls, because texting, people can intercept that. So you don't want to be texting and having it go through who knows where, because that info is pretty sacred and people don't want to know that you're heading home in 5 minutes. So don't want to have that. So anyway, just wanted to kind of clear that up, and I hope that the posts of Facebook Messenger is wanting all this data and all this info and this is what they're using it for, just don't worry about it. That's not something that needs to be worried about. And just be thankful for the technology we have and the ability to be able to get in contact with people from across the planet in literally milliseconds. And that's something that our ancestors only dreamed of and could wish for. So anyway, talk to you guys soon. Bye.